So, in simpler terms, what would you say you did day to day?
So it depends on when you're
Yeah.
talking about as far as my career is
Mm-hmm.
concerned, because early days,
Mm-hmm.
my time with Kraft Foods, when
Mm-hmm.
I was in the Oscar Mayer business with them, or in the Kraft cheese business, I was new and early in my career. So my responsibility was actually to actually do the work of assuring that those things I just spoke of actually did happen. And many of the things that would do on a daily basis included things like evaluating finished product off the end of the line before those products were being shipped to the consumers. Some of it included regular testing that we had to do, whether it be wet chemistry or any of the physical characteristics that ensured that the products performed as expected.
Mm-hmm.
Now, fast forward into my career,
Mm-hmm.
much later
Mm-hmm.
when I became a vice president, my responsibility was to lead the team of people that were responsible for that. As I walked and retired with Kimberly Clark, and as I walked out of the door, my organization was 892 people,
Mm.
which included all of the quality personnel in 92 manufacturing facilities. It also included a large number of quality and regulatory personnel at each of our headquarters,
Mm.
and those individuals oversaw those responsibilities that I just spoke of that I would do earlier in my career to ensure those individuals within those manufacturing facilities were doing those same things.
So it sounds like you stood between off the production line to the shelf.
That's correct.
Your team stepped in to make sure everything that was on the shelf was safe, and especially since a lot of those companies you talked about is consumption
Correct.
with Coca-Cola and Starbucks, and
Correct.
then Kimberly Clark, a little bit different. You want to
Yeah,
share a little bit more about what those products
I
are?
would. So we made a number of medical devices,
Mm.
and when oftentimes when people think of what medical devices are, they think hip replacements,
Mm-hmm.
knee joints, rotator cuffs, and things of that nature. And those are medical devices. And in very simple terms, a medical device is anything that is a permanent fixture or a temporary fixture in the human body.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Kimberly Clark made a number of medical devices, and some of those included tampons, incontinent devices, like, for instance, Huggies, overnights.
Mm-hmm.
Those are, and you wouldn't think a diaper is a medical device, but the rules behind medical devices are defined by the FDA. And when you make a claim that a device can do a certain thing over a period of time, for example, an overnight diaper in the Huggies brand will keep your child dry through the night and prevent diaper rash. That's a medical claim.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, that device must meet that requirement. And the FDA ensures that. And as you very eloquently said, my team stood between the consumer and the regulators
Mm.
and the manufacturing company, which was us, to ensure that not only our products delivered as expected, but met all of the requirements set forth by the government.
What was the most challenging part of that role?
Um, Ensuring people follow through as
Mm.
they were expected. You have in the world of manufacturing, you have a lot of well-meaning people.
Mm-hmm.
I have not in my career met someone who is maliciously damaged product
Mm-hmm.
to inflict harm on the consuming public. Now, does that happen? Yes, it does. And you only have to look at some of the major crises that we've had in the world of consumer products, like in the 80s, at the Tylenol scare.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason we have safe and secure packaging today is as a result of things of that nature happening. I'm talking about the people under my direction, the people within the company. And I say that because those individuals have pride in the products that we manufacture. They want, and in fact, they are products that their own families use. So they have a great deal of pride in the products that they manufactured, and they want to ensure that they delivered as expected, and that they were of significant quality, so that it also ensured that the product was worth the money that was being spent on those devices.